All right, so welcome back everyone to episode 4 of the Kaizen Method podcast with myself, David and Walid. We are the founders of the Kaizen Method, where we actually help individuals improve their lives through minor incremental changes, which over time end up leading to a massive change. Now, one thing Walid and I were actually talking about during the week was things which we found difficult within ourselves on our own personal fitness journeys with actually gaining muscle. Now, I was just saying to Wally just before we actually started recording this podcast that I actually started off as a 60 kilo skinny kid at the age of 18, and currently I'm sitting at just over 90 kilos with about 12% body fat, which is quite reasonable, I reckon. Like it's a pretty low percentage of body fat. But that's taken me almost 20 years to get to, and I found that within maybe the last my fitness journey has been kind of up and down, like where I've gone through phases of growth and then kind of stagnation to being plateauing. But I haven't actually been kind of engaging myself too much in the actual gym. But like I said, the last few years I've actually really been more intentional with what I've been doing to train and actually get to that point. And you've actually had a similar journey as well, where not as long as mine, but you started off as a skinny kid yourself as well, and now gotten to the point where you are right now, where you're actually quite built, quite jacked, good physique. And so what have you found for yourself, and what do you find people actually have a issue with or trouble with actually gaining muscle with themselves?
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of clients that even reach a certain point. Let's say it's 80 kgs, and they always tell me, "Oh, I can't get past this point." Like they plateau around a certain area, and I always take it back to the fundamentals where, you know what I mean, you've plateaued in a certain way, either from training or from literally the food that you eat. So sometimes, like when the people look up, let's say they research gaining muscle, it'll show that you have to be in a surplus, etc. But a surplus needs to be pushed in certain areas, like throughout time. As your weight increases, your food needs to increase, your protein needs to increase. And this is sometimes where people make a mistake. They'll go in a surplus, and as their weight increases, they won't make changes to their food. Right? So, and you don't need to overly complicate things. A diet that's simple enough for you to follow is one that's going to be sustainable over a long time period. So if you overcomplicate your diet and overcomplicate it with supplements that's expensive, etc., it's not sustainable long term. So you're going to drop out and you're going to lose that weight again. So find a diet that's sustainable over a long time period. Also incrementally. I lost my English for 2 minutes there. But increase your food as your body weight increases. And another thing is they can plateau their training.
Just quickly on that about the diet, because so like one of the things which one of my trainers said when I first started was, he's like, dude, you're skinny, you got a metabolism which just burns anything like and instantly. He goes, eat anything and everything you want, just as long as you have like plenty of protein. I'm like, all right, cool. Now more recently, because I went from like say 85 to 92 kilos kind of thing before I kind of cut it back with the body fat. I kind of had the protein from that 85 whatever to 92. I was sitting at like 92 kilo body percent of body weight, and eating the protein for that body weight from the weight of 85. Is that what people should be doing, or kind of gradually increasing it?
You need to gradually increase it to what your body is currently. So then you're not actually you're not necessarily in a deficit, but you're not taking in what you're supposed as much as that you're supposed to be. And I do believe in taking your food in from whole foods and then supplementing what you need outside of the whole foods, instead of supplementing as much as you can, for example, having protein powders, etc., and then using the foods on top of that. So reverse that to eating your whole foods, and then whatever is missing outside your diet, then you can supplement inside. Because sometimes, like, if you're in a calorie surplus and your body weight, let's say, is already quite high, let's say at 90 kgs or so, you're going to be eating a lot of food. So that can be a little bit hard sometimes to get all that food in if you have a busy lifestyle. So I get it. You might need to get in a few protein shakes, etc. But even the liquid calories, I tell people to avoid as much as they can, and eat it in whole foods. Add it to a little bit of oats or something, So, so then they get the calories and protein that way.
Yeah, and with especially with like the whole foods, like there are a lot of micronutrients which you actually obtain from that as well, which actually helps in
100%.
muscle development and the rest of your body and being overall healthy. Because if you do just have like those liquid diets, or not necessarily liquid diets, but like just supplements, you are missing a whole area of, like I said, micronutrients like vitamins,
100%,
minerals,
100%.
which is also essential for building muscle and overall health.
Well, think about it like this. If you're increasing your weight and you're eating a lot, right? So that means your gut health is so essential, it's so important. It's one of the biggest things I look at when I start training people is what is your gut health is like. If you're smashing alcohol, let's say, or even processed foods, your gut health is not going to be that great.
Yeah, for sure.
So taking it back to actually eating proper foods, good foods that your body's going to process, and then you're going to grow from them. That's extremely essential. And again, it's going to cost you less because you're not going to be supplementing as much. So I get sometimes like some people say, "Oh, I'm on the gain, so I'm eating KFC." Okay, how good is that for you, mate? You know what I mean? Like, again, like if you're eating like bananas and stuff like that, and your rice, and you're getting potassium in, you're getting protein, proper proteins in, you're getting complex carbs in. All of those things are good for you.
Yeah.
Right. They're good for your growth, and also it's like cost effective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, and you can prep those things like super easy. Like super easy, you can prep like foods when you have like just normal whole foods. Like it's and preparation with things like that and a busy lifestyle is extremely important as well.
Yeah. Now, so obviously diet is hugely important, as we just explained. And having like the right foods and diet does make a difference to actually helping you gain muscle.
Yeah.
And that's like one thing which I had to kind of learn. Like I said, I'm 20 years older than you. Well, not 20. I'm not 20. I'm 8 years older than you. So fuck, I'm screw it. Whatever. I'm a few years older than you. Yeah. When I first started 20 years ago, that's what I was trying to say. When I first started 20 years ago, we didn't have all these fitness influencers and all this information online like we do today. And like everyone's like, oh, diet's so important, but no one really explained to me what they actually meant by diet. And having you explain just that now was quite informative. Like that's how I came to the realization of that more recently. Let's say, I think it was like 5-6 years ago, we actually sat down with a PT and said, look, I want to get bigger, I want to have these gains, but I'm finding I'm not.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's like, okay, let's look at your diet. Literally, the first thing he did, he goes, I see you trained what? Right, you're good. Let's look at your diet. As soon as he looked at my diet, he goes, you're 50% under what you should be doing. I'm like, oh crap. And that made it.
Yeah, that's eating a lot sometimes can seem a lot, but you do need to some certain extent to calculate what you're eating. Like you have to at some stage. Like otherwise you can't play the guess game because okay, your goal, whatever you're trying to achieve, if you're the skinny kid trying to get some muscle, it is a long-term period. It's a long-term goal. That means you have to be consistent over a long-term period. If you're not calculating every single day or every few days when you meal prep how much you're eating every day, how do you know? This is how you have to think about it with this. You're not stagnant. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, your body's going to change, go up or down, like depending on what your body weight is, what you're consuming. So you have to always calculate what you're doing over a long time period, and then that's when you're going to know if you're actually doing your gains. Because if your body weight changes, then you can actually start thinking about other things like, okay, I'm eating the right food, I'm eating enough, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So then that's going to come through to my next question for you as well. And so like once I actually got my diet in place, it's like, okay, how am I training and where can I improve in my actual training itself? I'm going to actually increase the intensity and how focused I actually was on and intentional I was with my actual training. That's when I started seeing the better gains. And I think one thing is like I hated leg day for a long time. Like I just did the bare minimum for legs.
Yeah.
But when I actually started training with some of my friends who are PTs and bodybuilders, one of the things like they were doing, like they do like almost 400 kilo leg presses like some days. So I'm training with them and they're like, all right, my turn. I'm like, I can't do that weight. They're like, Dave, the weight's on there. It's not coming off. You got to do it. Like, oh crap.
So that's a good point. Like having people around you that actually push you to the gym, etc. Like if I see a lot of people that have training partners that go to the gym and I see them train. I'm like, oh, these guys are smashing it. But then some other dudes will go to the gym, train with their friend. And they're just sitting there having conversations, laughing. But if you do that, it's absolutely fine. But do not complain about not getting results.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you get into the gym and you're super fucking intentional and you smash it, you know what I mean? Like I'm talking about when you walk out of those seats, sometimes you've got tears in your eyes because you feel like you almost died. Like you have to push the boundaries sometimes, because like how are you gonna actually push yourself to the limit where to the point where you're coming out and you have proper muscle fiber damage.
Yeah.
Right? And you're eating properly and you're repairing those muscle fibers and you're growing.
Yeah.
This is where the magic happens. Right? And then rest. You think about, okay, how much rest do I need?
I was about to say that as well, yeah.
For me, because I've trained for a long time, I train to the point where I feel like my sessions are not effective. Like I feel like, if I train today, I'm not gonna have a strong session.
Yeah.
I have that day off.
Yeah.
Okay. As for other people that's beginning, plan your rest days. So be like, I'm gonna train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm having Thursday off, and then I'm gonna train Friday, and then and Saturday I'm gonna have Sunday off. You know, just plan your rest days and then stick to them. But the day that you're supposed to be training, I don't give a fuck if there's a storm. I don't care if you just broke up with your girlfriend. I don't care if you just lost your job. You gotta go and do that session. I don't give a shit if it's gonna be at your house. This is how you're gonna build your consistency and your mindset to the point where nothing is gonna get in your way and your goal.
Yeah.
Like you have to get to the point where you literally nothing faces you. Like I don't care if I got a bad day or a good day. I know you're the same as well.
What's a bad day?
We don't give a fuck. Like we just don't give a shit. Like we're like, today, this is the task today.
Yeah.
And we're going to turn up. We're going to complete that task.
And there's no such thing as a bad workout either. Like we were saying this like the other day, like other week or something, that even the days where we absolutely do not feel like going, we get to the gym.
Yeah.
Like we will make ourselves get off our asses off the couch, go to the gym, get that workout in. Because as soon as we get to that gym and we start going through the motions, I know me personally, that like, I was benching like 120 before I had my shoulder injury, and I'm kind of like going light because I'll just go do something.
Yeah.
I do the first set, like it's like
you start feeling good.
No, not even that. I'm like, no, I gotta go heavy. Whack on the extra plates and just go ham. Like mentally, I can't allow myself not turn up for myself.
Yeah, 100%.
And actually push myself to my limit again.
It has to be important to you, man. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna go through some fucking pain, and you're gonna go through some hard days. But I'll tell you what, it's a journey. It's a journey worth walking. It's a journey worth doing. And I think with anything, you gotta think about it like when you were young back at school, right? When you were playing with your friends and everyone picked who was going to be in their team. They always picked the bigger guy, the better guy, the faster guy. So think about it like this in life. As you grew, it's still the same. You're just ignoring that fact. Like if I went into a business meeting and we were the same financially and let's say mentally and stuff like that, but physically you weren't there, I got a bet on it that I'll put some money on it that I'll probably get picked.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Because it shows commitment. It shows resilience. It shows if you got a fit body, and you present yourself quite well, if you walk into the room, people will just respect you.
Oh yeah.
And why don't you respect yourself enough to look in the mirror and be like, I fucking hate this. And then you wake up that morning and still do nothing about it. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta put in the work. Like these, like you said, these days all the information is there already. You just gotta apply it.
No, 100%.
There's so much information out there.
And that's what honestly like one of the hardest things I think a lot of people face with life and success in general, and I think it's probably the hardest thing for anybody to do, is take that first step, take that first initial action. Because what I've found with like a lot of people is, one, they're scared of failing, two, wasting money on whatever they're trying to do, like say like a new hobby, a new sport, or new process of some sort, and they have to actually go out and actually spend money. They don't want to be laughed at by their peers. So actually looking good in front of their peers for what they've actually done. They do not want to look bad. They want to say, okay, I've done this, I've achieved it. It wasn't like a waste. So one of the things that what people should do is actually avoid telling their friends what they're actually going to do, because if they don't want to look stupid.
Mate, I still get told to this day, like everyone knows what I'm about and what I do and what I love doing, and to the point where now if I go into a prep or something, I still get the same comments from some people. You know what I mean? Oh, that's too much.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut your fat ass up. Like,
it might be too much for you. It's
you know
not
what
for
I mean?
me.
But like that goes back to there's something you just said then, and that's something I've learned now. I've just learned to shut up, and like I've just learned not to share too much of my whatever. But you know what? When I'm prepping and I've prepped for like 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever, and I'm doing a few body adjustments, etc., gaining or shredding, that's when I start getting a lot of comments, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
About that. Oh man, you look fucking amazing. Oh bro, what did you do? Oh, can you show me? Oh man, you look so good. Oh wow, and you know what I mean? Like, and that itself to even inspire people that's around you, that itself is enough.
Yeah.
You know, that for me, that itself is enough. You know what I mean? Like, the fact to even like have guys like be like, oh my god, man, like can you please like show me this or that, because you've achieved something worthwhile for people to look at and be like, this is amazing. Like I want what he has. What did he do? And like, and that's being selfless to the point where you went through so much pain to gain something, and then you willing to share it with your peers around you.
Yeah.
And it is selfish to be lazy and do absolutely nothing and not inspire people around you, right?
Yeah.
But people look at it the wrong way around. They say, well, you're selfish because you're just thinking of yourself and you're not hanging out with us.
No.
It is the absolute fucking opposite.
I think I had this discussion with like a few people about being selfish, and you heard me on the phone literally just before as you came in.
You were literally saying on the phone
like,
too.
you have to take care of yourself first. Like if you can't take care of yourself and show up for yourself, you can't show up for other people either.
No,
because then you're gonna fail them, because you'll crash and burn before you even get to the point of actually 100%. Saving them. Now, some people are capable of doing that.
Yeah,
but I reckon for 99% of people, they can't. You have to take care of yourself, make sure you're in a position that you can take care of yourself, so you can actually take care of other people around you.
Yeah.
Now, I think we got a little bit sidetracked there, but like because we're kind of, but it all comes full circle.
Yeah.
Because with training in the gym, you have to be selfish for what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
You have to ignore what people want for you.
Yeah.
And you have to focus on what you want for yourself.
100%.
So when it comes to people struggling to build muscle in the gym, I think like we're saying, is diet, the intensity of the actual training, and rest.
Yeah.
Do you find that anything else which people struggle with to actually gain muscle, especially in the initial stages?
You just gotta pay attention to detail, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as you go into the gym, you're not supposed to have it all perfect from the start, so forget that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some bad days where you might fuck up your diet. You're gonna have some days where you might fuck up your training. But what matters the most is that you keep moving forward with your program and your plan that you have in place. That is the most important part. When you have the habit built and you're consistent enough to put the program into place for a long amount of period, let's say 8 weeks or so over, you're going to be able to get better and better and better at that program, better at your sessions, better at your dieting, better at measuring your food, better at knowing what to do next, better at listening to your coach, better at learning from other people.
Yeah.
And all these things, because when I started training, I used to stop a lot because I knew what I had to do: train hard, diet, supplement certain things, etc. And then at the start, I tried to do all of it perfectly.
Yeah.
Like from not doing it at all, and then after like day 7, I'm like, oh fuck this is way too much. And then I'd stop, and I'm like, no, I want it, and I'd stop. And then I figured it out. Like sometimes I was training really hard, and my diet was like 80%. Sometimes my diet was 100%, and then my training was 80%. But all that mattered is that I was consistently moving forward. That's all mattered. So for people out there that's just starting out gym or getting back into their goals, stop trying to get everything perfect from the start. You know what your plan is. You know what your diet is. All that matters is that you start immediately. Yeah. That day, putting that plan into action, or if you say to yourself the following day, do not tell me Monday. You know what I mean? Like
I'll start Monday. Why Monday? Like,
you know what I mean?
Why can't you start now? Just start now. Like
anyone that tells me they haven't got 60 minutes every day spare is lying to me or lying to themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, 60 minutes is possible. Oh no, I don't have it. Well, then sleep 1 hour less. You know what I mean? I don't care what you have to do.
Put TikTok down, motherfucker.
TikTok down, Netflix, whatever it is that you're wasting your time on. There's got to be something. Do some self-analysis and find out where your time is getting wasted. Because if you want to achieve your goal on achieving gaining muscle or losing fat or whatever your goal is, you're gonna have to invest time into it.
Well, that's part of one of the steps which we incorporate in the program we're working on is a personal audit. Like the first thing
personal audit, yeah.
See where you actually are in life. See what, like, literally list and measure what you have and where you are.
Yeah.
And then go, okay, what do you want?
That's right.
And then it's okay from there, so we can start building. There's like I have a full process behind that to actually to go through all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like actually understanding what you want and actually ask yourself, how badly do you want it? Like, and then
just have a why behind it as well. You know what I mean? Like for some people, it could be because when they walk up the stairs, they're too puffed, and when they go out, they don't look good in a t-shirt. You know what I mean? Or when they go to the pool with their friends, with the beach, they always wear a t-shirt because now they don't want to take it off.
Yeah.
It could be all these things that you have your emotion attached to it. And this is extremely important. Like I got to the point where I remember I was hanging out with my friends and they were extremely fit. This is before I was into fitness, like as I am now. I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I felt really uncomfortable and like I didn't like it. And my next thought was, what do I need to do? And then as soon as I knew what I needed to do, I started putting it into actions, and I failed a lot throughout in that journey. And that's why now I can literally achieve any physique I want within a certain amount of time, you know, a few months, a few weeks, whatever it is. And I know what needs to be done, and I'll just apply the work, and that's it. Like the rest is history. So, yeah.
Same thing with myself. Honestly, exactly the same. Like I remember going out with my friends. Now, I'm a reasonably good-looking guy. I'm a good-looking guy. Fucking whatever. I'm a good-looking guy. I'm a good-looking guy. But when I first started going out, like I was literally 60 kilos.
Yeah.
And like I was getting, like the girls were choosing guys over me because they were jacked. And like you can compete with that if you're very well off.
Yeah.
And if you're funny as fuck. Now, if you don't have both of those in place, you're going to struggle.
I think that like where people get it wrong as well is to say, oh well, the girls they don't want just the muscle. I think it's not just about the muscle. It's the fact that what that male shows dominance and also like is able to protect them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's all these things. Like if it was just a skinny guy, it shows a lot that you're not able to work hard. You're not able to apply yourself. You're not a dominant man. You know what I mean? You're not able to protect your woman, etc. So all these things matter to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Like
100%. Like
and that's where it comes down to why some females do choose, you know what I mean? Like males that do go to the gym or males that do hold themselves together and are dominant and able to protect.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, well, let's wrap it up there because I think we've pretty much covered everything in relation to that. So basically, if anyone's struggling to gain muscle in the gym, they should focus on the diet, making sure they have like their macros. Macros is a huge thing.
Apply your macros 100%.
Yeah. For what you want to achieve and increase it incrementally. Actually train with intensity and intent.
Yeah. And
then, making sure you have plenty of rest. And I think people kind of cover those three bases in the gym.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. They should be able to kind of get those gains. Like I said, that's where I actually started seeing more gains within myself. Like as soon as I kind of honed in on those three things, saw the difference, bang, took off.
Yeah. Just eat properly throughout the day, and when you get into the gym, switch your phone off, train intentionally for 60 minutes, walk out. That's it. Go rest, and then repeat it constantly.
Yeah.
And then like what you were saying before, just analyze yourself a little bit at the end of the week and be like, where did I fuck up this week?
Yeah.
Oh, Friday I didn't follow my diet because I didn't prep, and then on Sunday I didn't train because my friends told me to go do this. Okay, what should I do better next week?
Yeah.
It will be those things because those mistakes will keep coming back until you fix them.
Absolutely, yeah.
They don't go away. So, yeah.
All right. Well,
thank you, guys.
Yeah, so we'll wrap it up there. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. So don't forget, you can follow us on Kaizen Method Co. on Instagram and TikTok as well, I think.
Yeah, Kaizen Method as well.
Yeah, Kaizen Method on TikTok. We will do these podcasts every week. We try to upload them on a Wednesday at 4:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. Working on that at this moment. But yeah, so stick around for the the podcast. Keep up to date with our latest Instagram posts as well, because we do share a lot of information and info there as well on all kinds of areas. And we'll catch you guys again on the next podcast.
All right. Thank you, guys. Peace
Cheers.
out.